Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Bernie here. Alright, this is going to be the first progress video to be released on how I built Tonbridge. So I thought I'd just do a little brief introduction before you go into the footage I shot when building, obviously. Those of you, just those of you that have watched a couple of the early release running videos will notice that the lights on the mail centre in the background are not lit. I've just noticed that this morning when I powered up the layout. The other two are fine. So just a tip, guys, when you do, I've got wires running along the back of the foam board that forms the actual structure for that building. I'm suspecting maybe I got a dead short to those, and it could have possibly blown them. Luckily I've got at least 2 spares left, so I'm going to have to sort out the problem. But yeah, just make sure that you either use some liquid insulation or little bits of insulation tape properly placed, just to make sure you don't get any shorts. Alright, so yeah, so this layout is not finished, and there's more lighting to be added to the front of the layout, and a few things I've done the last few days which I won't focus on today. The videos are not how to. I decided not to do it with this layout because they're very time consuming to actually do, and one of my subscribers has asked for more information of how I ballasted and weathered my tracks. Now tracks have still got a little bit more weathering to come actually, but all I'll say here is I've just used conventional methods of gluing the track in place and then brushing in the ballast dry, using PVA and water to fix it down, and then using weathering paints and other acrylics to get the effect I like. There's plenty of videos on ballasting track on YouTube. I haven't done anything different from what other people use. Everyone has their own style of how things come out, but yeah, I may touch a bit further on that in one of the in the last video. Alright guys, you will notice that my plans evolved as I went through the build, changed a few things. Ideas I had initially, I decided I wasn't happy with, and I've changed things. So you need to watch probably the 3 or 4 videos that will be released to get the full picture. Alright, and there's always little projects going on. The Sentinel now has a headlight, but once again I think I used a 5mm LED for the headlight there, whereas I'm wishing I'd used a 3 now, but still doesn't look too bad. Alright, without any further ado, enjoy the first installment, and if anyone has any questions, my email address should be on the channel info if you want to drop me an email or put some questions in the comments. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share my videos to help me grow the channel. Bye for now. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Okay, this is episode 1 of I won't say an in-depth build series on my new diorama layout, which will hopefully be a compact exhibition layout, so it'll make it easier rather than sort of moving my 11-foot long currently Pepper Road layout, which is still here and is not going anywhere. But yeah, Things may change, but at the time of recording this, you will probably see the finished or close to finished layout with some running sessions, and then I'll show you some progress videos. So yeah, we'll call these progress videos. All right, so it's coming in a bit probably. This layout is O gauge, so I'll be up front and announce it publicly now. I may have already put a post on the channel, but yes, I'm not. I'm sticking with O and not doing any HO. So I started a short video log on an Australian HO layout, but it's quite expensive and there's nothing really available here in New Zealand, and the freight is almost as much as what I can get something posted from the UK on an O gauge item or locomotive or piece of rolling stock, which is probably 4 times heavier. Plus there's GST and other taxes, and also I had to sort of think, well, I live in a small bed sit currently, and though I'm looking for a standalone flat or unit, I'm still not going to have probably a lot of space, but I know a lot of you out there have got wives and families, and you have to compromise, and a good lady wife doesn't necessarily want your layouts in the living areas. I luckily can model O, and for example, Pepper Road Junction is in my lounge room / living room. Alright, anyway, this one, as you know, I'm a micro layout. This is probably a true micro layout, and surprisingly small considering it's O gauge. So for people that say I don't have room for O, or I can't afford O, well, afraid to say I'm a low income worker. Alright, I don't have a young family anymore to support, but it's possible with both. Alright, so this layout's yet to be named. Now my tripod is playing up, so I'm just going to get the tape measure here. Okay, so I've already extended it, so you can see that goes to the end. Alright, I'm going to show you that it's only a smidgen, about 88 centimeters long by about 31, I think it is, or 305 millimeters. So about the same width as Pepper Road. Having said that, this is the scenic section, so I'm not going to claim to be able to shunt locos and rolling stock in O gauge in that size. In front, I've built my first ever sector plate, so for a lot less than a O gauge Unifrog point, which sort of go for about 140 to 150 New Zealand dollars, which is not absolutely prohibitive, because a 001 is up around 50 to 60 now anyway. But with micro layouts, they take up space. In O gauge, even the Set Track Unifrog one would probably go up to about there, and then you lose a little bit of the siding again, and it would mean basically if I put a Unifrog point on the end of this layout, in order to use it and have enough lead track for a head shunt, I'm going to need a much longer piece of track. So anyway, so this is basically this section here, which is a little bit shorter than the layout. Let's get the tape measure to give you. So this one, so the track's about 71 centimeters. So I've used some scrap pine that I had kicking around. So basically, apart from a couple of new pieces of O-gauge bullhead flexi track, it's cost me nothing. So as you can see, not lined up totally, but so you just slide that along and voila. Alright, there's a bit of a gap there, hang on. So I'll need to put a spacer in there so you can just pull it and it lines up perfectly like I've done on the other side. So we'll just flip it over and just show you the wiring's very basic. So this, oh, turn it on the side, sorry, there's a track rubber there. Yeah, so I've just got feed wires which are wired onto the ends of the sector plate, and then I've got droppers from the two small sections of track there as well. So in other words, and then they're both got these crocodile clips soldered on. So we'll just pause this and I'll slide it on. So requires no screws. Can put a screw in at an exhibition, or if worried it might get knocked. But yeah, just slides on, slides off, and doesn't take up much space at all, and both will sit easily on the back seat of a car with probably someone sitting next to it, as opposed to my hatchback barely fitting Pepper Road. And also, well, the bigger the layout, because they're sort of 1200 long modules, there is more risk of damage in transportation. Not to say that won't be exhibited in the future. I had to knock back an exhibition invite here in New Zealand, sadly, for the Wairarapa Model Railway exhibition coming up soon. But yeah, I can't get time off work, and I work every second weekend on call. Alright, hang on. Alright guys, literally 2 minutes later. Literally. And ignore... Sorry, just going to wind up this tape measure. Sitting on my lap, so we'll put that down there. So there's a little shelf piece I forgot to show you. It just sits on and it just slides underneath this shelving brace, and it's very strong, won't go anywhere. These just clip on to those screws which have wires soldered to them on the other side, and also on there, that's where the feed wires from the Digitrax controller will go to. So I like to build my layouts that way. This is not the final colour, it's just had one coat. Let's go. Still a bit of painting to do. Yes, so when it's not in use and it's all nicely painted up, it can sit on a side cabinet, a wall unit, small side table, and look like a piece of 3D art in your living room. So while it's a little bit limited, it's a pointless layout. I like that saying. But yeah, it'll be a nice scene to immerse yourself in, with some nifty animations and digital effects and lighting and whatever else I can fit on here. But yeah, it's you can do a little bit of switching between the two tracks, and then running trains on, running trains off, make for some good videos. And something for you guys to have a look at, and hopefully maybe inspire you to have a go yourself. If you've ever wanted to have a go with O-Gauge and see what it's like, even though you might have a big tail chasing or a large point-to-point layout at home, but you'd like to have a go with O and you've never thought you had the space, have a go. Doesn't cost a lot, and as I say, I haven't even used the point. Effectively, this is 3 lengths of bullhead flexi-track, and you can get some really good scenic items and O-scale 1 to 43.5 scenic items on eBay. Was your oyster. So yeah, the only thing I've really done, this is not stuck down, but this is a loading dock, which is painted up in a concrete colour with a bit of weathering, and I've added the brick card around it. Quite happy how that's come up. So we're just looking at that from here. Alright, so